Welcome back, everyone. Andrew's Collectibles here with day 10 of the 10 days of PrimesMas, and that means it's time for Voyager Class Starscream. So, having watched some of the review videos from some of the other people on YouTube, I had some questions about this figure, and I saved him for last, and maybe I should have done him first because of all the figures that I've taken a look at so far, he is arguably the worst. So, starting the review, I just really like Starscream. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I loved him as a G1, and I love the characters, bio, backstory, all that stuff. For a $30 figure, I mean, you get what you pay for type thing. It's not an MP or anything, but honestly, it's very disappointing. So I'm kind of bummed out about it. I feel like they did a lot of stuff with Dreadwing that is better than the Starscream model. So, like, he is way, way, way big. Like, that feels almost like, you know, one of those figures you'd see at, like, a Winners. Like a big, thick one that doesn't transform. So, let's start the review. Some of the positives about the figure. Oh, well, we'll look at the stuff that comes with him in the box art first. So, the box art is pretty awesome. That looks real good. I love that there's the Prime logos there and everything. And then on the back, the jet looks okay. Jet mode looks pretty good. But they decided to add, see on the jet mode, they have like just the logos, no like glyphs or like decals. You'll see why it's kind of annoying. And then it's got his secret Enigma there, and then the Prime armor, and the null rays on his arm. So it looks good. Side looks really good with the crown on it, all that good stuff. And that is kind of what had a lot of people, I think, looking at this figure. It's an 11-step transformation process. I got the red Prime card with it, and this is Megatronus Starscream. So this is the first Megatronus card I got. It says, relentlessly seeks vengeance on any who wrong him. So there you go on that. His 2 null rays, Prime armor, and Secret Enigma, along with his instructions. So I tried to use the instructions. They were a little bit difficult, and I had some issues with the back end of him in plane mode. I think that some other people had as well. So I think maybe that might be a design flaw when they made him. So let's move it forward. I'm going to move the camera forward here and start the transformation. So here's the figure. In terms of articulation, his head does turn all the way around, Exorcist style. His arms are... You can kind of go 180 degrees if you move his wings out of the way. Elbows. Hands don't move. Hands are kind of wonky. I don't know what is going on with this part right here, if it's for his combiner mode or whatever, but I don't like that. And then his knees, his hips. This is a tight figure, which was good. And then his knees, there's a little bit more than 90 degrees, so that's good. And his feet. That's what his feet look like with the thrusters and that sort of thing. So you'll see kind of the complaints that I have. Like, look at the thrusters, okay? You see the thrusters? Why is that incomplete? Like 10 seconds to kind of make that work. And I know it's because a lot of these little tabs are for combiner modes and stuff like that, but what kind of jet has half-done thrusters? That makes no sense. So here's the figure. Positives. The sticker work is great. Very G1 authentic feel to it. I'm going to move the light up a little bit. Very G1 authentic. Decepticon logo. Up here looks great. And then on the back of him, he's got all this sticker work, which is okay, but it's not what was on the box. I'll show you more as we go. But now, so the first step in the transformation mode is to push his wings forward a little bit to give yourself some wiggle room. Actually, you can keep them back if you want. And all you're going to do is just swivel this back piece around. So there's a gap there, and all you got to do is just turn it like so, and then it just kind of pegs back in. So once that's done, you've got, so his wings are flat. You're going to take a look at the front of him. And these big thick legs, he's got like cankles. You're just gonna take this inner peg. This is where a lot of the issues I've seen in reviews are. So this tabs in when he's in robot mode to here, and that's what helps him stand. You're just gonna clip it in like that on both sides. But see these two pegs that clip in here, unfortunately, that's going to cause an issue between the partnering of this peg and this hole when you put them together. So you'll see what I mean in a few seconds. So then on the next step, all you're going to do is just push his leg all the way up as far as you can, both sides. Okay, so once it's all the way up, then you're supposed to push this tab in. So you see this tab? Watch. Wouldn't you think it would stick? But it won't, because right there, with those two things, it's getting caught. So push it all the way up and partner the wings around it. The wings are what's going to hold it all together, I guess. So once it's all the way up, the wings kind of clip in. So you've got the back end done with these giant thrusters that don't have an ending, and that's kind of where you're at. So then just turn his head around like that and pull this way up. But before you connect it, you're going to want to turn this back and turn this back. And then as it goes down, there's pegs on the back of here, both sides, and they're going to pop right into there. So push that down and just pop it in. Hold on, I'm going to put this off camera for a sec. It's a little bit tricky if you don't do it right. See how it doesn't partner? It's like not great. There, 1 and 2. Second one's in. So there's his plane mode, which is nice. I mean, on the side I saw he's got his Autobot kill count, or whatever you want to call it, how many he's taken down. And then on the sides, he's got his decals and caution and all kinds of cool stuff. So that's great. Now to connect his hands, it's pretty simple. There's a tab here, or a peg, and a hole. You're going to want to connect that in. And then it should just peg in, which sometimes it's a little bit easier. And then it will peg in on here too. So there's the one. Second one, do the same thing. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Tab it in. And it's in. So that's jet mode. It's just the same transformer. It just looks like one of those one-step transformations. Obviously it's not, it's an 11-step. But that's what it looks like. There's no hiding of anything. When you look at a G1, it's a little bit better. And then you've got the top. It's nice. But get this little landing gear in here too, which is okay. Very cheap plastic landing gear. And so that's how he would sit. And apparently you put his null rays in plane mode right here, which I would never do. I'm not going to do that. And you put his prime armor underneath his wing like that, which is ugly as sin, so I'm not going to do that. What I would do with this is pop in the null rays right there to give him more of a feel like that, which I think looks a little bit better. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that's true or not. But all in all, this figure is very, very, very cheaply made. Clearly, there's better versions of Starscream out there that I would suggest buying. Heck, buy a G1 if you can, if you got the money to spend on it. It's a better version of this one. And it's really sad because, you know, they're selling Starscream and Grimlock and you're paying for the name, basically, a lot of times. Because, like, Dreadwing's a better figure than Starscream. But when I was doing my Dreadwing review, I mentioned that he should have got 2. Well, they gave Starscream the 2. Give Dreadwing the 2 and he's already a better figure. So, you're paying basically for the stickers, in my opinion. The sticker work is the best part of the figure, 100%. Other than that, I don't even know if I would display him. That's how disappointed I am with this figure. And it's Starscream, his color model's good, and the stickers are good, but other than that, it's just a horrible reproduction of something that was really, really good. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You didn't have to make them so massively disproportionately bulky. Maybe they did for the combiner. Well, choose a different robot then, because that's not a very good representation. Like, what is this? That's my question. That's his chest piece, right? But in the G1, that's the cockpit. So why is there 2 cockpits? They just threw that on there. You know what I mean? Like, did anyone else? Doesn't that bug you? Doesn't that bug you as a Transformer person that he has two cockpits, one that is just not used at all? Like, it just is. It's super annoying. It annoys me that they can't think that far ahead in the engineering process. Like, we're going to make a combiner. We're going to make Starscream the middle of a combiner, but this is probably for that. We're going to put that there so that it looks like he still has it, even though this won't be there when he's transformed into his combiner mode. I don't know if that's the case. Let me know in the comments. But all in all, super disappointed in this figure. It's I wish it would have ended with one of the better figures, but all in all, it was super fun to do this 10 days of PrimesMas. There's some really great figures in here. Stay tuned for my 1 to 10 rankings of all these figures. I'm pretty sure you'll know where Starscream will end up. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Our regular production is going to start up again next week with our thrift haul reviews and what we found and Force Friday and all that good stuff. So if you're looking for that, it's coming out next week again. And I've got some great new content coming out in the new year as well. So hope you're enjoying this. I hope you have a happy holidays, and thanks for watching. Bye.